It's the ruling nobody saw coming. Not this fast, not this clean, and not from this court. The United States Supreme Court has struck down President Trump's sweeping global tariffs, declaring them illegal in a landmark 6-3 decision. The conservative majority court, a court that Trump himself helped shape, ruled that the president overstepped his authority, violated federal law, and effectively rewrote trade policy without Congress. This is the biggest legal defeat of Trump's second term, and it could change everything. Here's how we got here. When President Trump returned to the White House, trade was front and center. He moved fast, slapping massive tariffs on imports from China, the European Union, Mexico, Canada, and beyond. Steel, aluminum, cars, semiconductors, consumer electronics. The legal justification? Emergency powers under Section 232 of the Trade Expansion Act, a Cold War-era law designed for genuine national security threats. Trump's pitch was simple and direct: protect American workers, shrink the trade deficit, and make foreign nations pay for access to the American market. Supporters called it long overdue, finally a president willing to fight back. But American businesses hit with skyrocketing input costs had a different reaction. Ford, General Motors, farmers shipping soybeans to Asia, small manufacturers buying foreign parts. They sued, arguing that what Trump called an emergency was really just economic policy, and that economic policy under the Constitution belongs to Congress, not the Oval Office. Today, the Supreme Court agreed. Chief Justice John Roberts, writing for the 6-justice majority, was direct. The president cannot unilaterally rewrite trade law. The ruling held that Trump's use of emergency powers had no legitimate national security basis as written, and that Congress, not the executive branch, holds the constitutional authority over tariffs and trade. The three dissenters, Justices Alito, Thomas, and Gorsuch, pushed back hard. They called the ruling judicial overreach and warned that it weakens the president's ability to protect American industry and national security in a dangerous world. Strong words, but they were outvoted. So what does this actually mean for you? If the tariffs unwind, and that's still an if because legal battles and appeals are coming, the effects could ripple through the economy quickly. Auto tariffs have added thousands of dollars to the cost of new vehicles. Without them, car prices could ease. Agricultural tariffs have driven up food costs across the supply chain. Relief there could mean cheaper groceries at the checkout line. But it's not a clean win for everyone. Factories in Ohio, Pennsylvania, Michigan, the industrial heartland where Trump ran and won, now face the return of cheaper foreign competition. For workers in those plants, this ruling isn't a relief, it's a threat. Wall Street reacted with its usual split personality. Broad markets moved up on relief that trade uncertainty might ease, while manufacturing and steel stocks fell sharply. Politically, the fallout is immediate and fierce. Trump was on social media within the hour, calling the ruling rigged and labeling it a deep state attack on his movement. His team is already signaling an emergency appeal strategy, and there's talk of pushing Congress to pass new legislation explicitly granting the president expanded trade authority, a move that would essentially make Trump's tariff regime legal going forward. Democrats, meanwhile, are doing something they rarely get to do with this Supreme Court, celebrating. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer called it proof that no one is above the law, not even a president whose appointees sit on the bench. Some Republicans quietly welcomed the ruling too, the free market wing of the party that was never comfortable with protectionism in the first place. But the MAGA base is furious, and with midterms on the horizon in 2026, trade authority is about to become a defining campaign issue. Here's the bigger picture. For decades, presidents of both parties have pushed the limits of executive trade power. Trump pushed hardest and furthest. Today, the Supreme Court drew a line. Whether that line holds, whether Congress steps in to redraw it, will shape American trade policy for a generation. The America First trade war isn't over, but tonight it just hit its biggest wall yet. We'll stay on this story as it develops. Iran is next, and that situation is escalating fast. Stay with us.